Aaron, what have you been doing to stay busy during this quarantine yourself?
Well, for the beginning of the quarantine, I was still in school, so that really took up a lot of my time figuring out how to go from in person classes from a full workload to then go everything online for a semester that was quite difficult with like accounting and economics stuff that was it's tough to learn online by yourself, but luckily I got through that. Now I'm doing my co-op, but I'm almost graduated, so that's really great. So that kind of took up a lot of the first part of the quarantine. So I've kind of just been chilling now because I haven't had a lot of time off. But I've
Mm-hmm.
been listening to a lot of music, trying to do some home workouts, get a summer bod going. If
Mm-hmm.
eventually we can go outside, but watching a lot of Netflix and a lot of YouTube. I'm a big YouTube fan. I don't know if that's embarrassing to some people, but I love YouTubers. I love watching it. So that's taking up a lot of my time for sure. And I'm actually starting to read a lot of books, getting some audiobooks from the library, which is really cool. Get audiobooks from the London Public Library. It's free and it's great for on your one walk a day to have something cool to listen to. So that's kind of what
Yeah,
I've been up to.
our parents challenged us to this step challenge, and I think Aaron's been keeping it pretty steady. I think it was like, how many steps can you do every day? And while I have not been maybe like, keeping to it every day as best I can, oh my goodness, when you get home and you can actually check how many steps you do, it's always amazing to hear.
Yeah. It's good feeling for sure. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I've just been watching a lot of like those obvious New Girl, Modern Family. I watched all of those, caught up. We've been
Brooklyn
watching
Nine
The
Nine.
Wire. Yeah, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We've been watching The Wire. I've never watched it, so I'm getting into that. It's kind of slow moving, but I'm getting into it slowly. But yeah, what about yourself?
Other than making music, myself and Jill have been watching like tons and tons of TV on the streaming services. We've gotten a few others recently. We've got Crave now and Amazon Prime. You know what we just watched on Netflix was that Too Hot to Handle, that
Oh
trash
my
kind of
gosh.
reality show. So if anybody who
I
doesn't
got
know,
through half of it.
it's amazing. Like I'm not a fan of all reality shows. In fact, most times I really don't like watching any of them at all. But I have a soft spot for stuff like I loved Jersey Shore. I watched
Oh
all of
yeah.
it. I
That was a
couldn't
big
get
one
enough
in
of
our
it.
house.
Oh yeah, that I could not get enough of that show. I just because that's really who they are, and they are just
Yeah.
filming that, and that's incredible. Now, Too Hot to Handle is so scripted, but to the point where they're actually in on the joke and making fun of it a little bit, and uh, and it's just kind of the concept of it is hysterical, where it's just all right, we're gonna get all these people in there. It seems like when they walk in, they have no idea actually why they're there. It's
I
just
know
like
that's the
a
craziest part. It's like, oh, we're just coming to hang out. I wonder what's going on. Did you not
yeah,
get briefed at all?
yeah, they just walk into this like fancy building and they go, "Oh wow, we're all so hot. We should like start hooking up. This is crazy, awesome, you know." And then all of a sudden, this AI starts speaking to them, this Lana, and she's going, "Actually, the rules are that you can all win something like $100,000, but the rule is that there's no touching, like no sexual touching of any kind at all. So like no kissing, no nothing like that, you know. And anytime anything like that happens, money gets taken out of the overall pot, and everybody's like freaking out at each other because oh, you hooked up, how dare you, and things like that. And it's just so ridiculous and dumb. That's got to be something that has taken up a bit of a whole day, and that was amazing. But other than that, I started watching Twin Peaks.
Oh,
I had
nice.
never
That's a good one.
I I'd never watched the series before. I'm on the beginning of season two, and that first season, while I've heard how crazy it is, I guess season two is the crazy season because the first season is pretty much like a fun cop procedural, like
Yeah.
almost like an '80s like kind of small town cop procedural. That Agent Cooper is hysterically like his bro love with him and Harry, the chief of police, is just amazing. And I don't know, but that first episode of the second season that I watched, it immediately gets weird, and I went, okay, all right, this is. I'm glad that I watched this and didn't just start randomly in the second season because this is. I don't know, this is really good. So I would suggest Twin Peaks to anybody who hasn't watched that for sure.
Yes. It is a quite a good show. I would agree.
You know, it's always fun to watch dumb trash movies. You
Yeah.
know, watch Vin Diesel's The Last Witch Hunter, a good dumb trash movie, or The Second Ghost Rider. Now that is a bad movie. Watched that recently.
Something to just
Um,
get your mind off anything. Just
yeah.
think of nothing and watch something stupid. That's how I get through it.
On your walks, Aaron, what have you been listening to?
I was listening to a lot of podcasts. So I did like Betches. I don't know if people know that Instagram page. They have a few podcasts that I enjoy just because it's current events in the celebrity world, which I find interesting. And then there's the last podcast on the left, which is a few comedians who kind of talk about different cold cases or murder cases, serial killers kind of stuff. So
Hmm.
that's definitely one. There's the podcast with Whitney Cummings, a comedian, and I think
I've seen her. She is just shooting to the top right
yeah,
now.
yeah. So I really enjoy hers because she's just really funny and she has other comedians on. So I've been listening to her a bit. But yeah, just kind of stuff like that.
You know, I haven't been listening to a lot of podcasts lately, but when you say Whitney Cummings, yeah, like she's been on all the late night shows lately. I know, like the promo that I see of her is having Dave Grohl on, which just sounds like a great time, just
Oh
having a big
yeah.
long chat with Dave Grohl. Um, but me, I've been listening to a lot of different stuff lately. Jill and I started watching this show called it's Mike Judge, the creator of King of the Hill. He has a show on Amazon Prime called Mike Judge's Tour Tales from the Tour Bus, I think it is. And it's an animated docu-series where the first season will be all country music and rock and roll, and the second season is all funk. And it's like, you know, you'd be interviewing the people and they'd be telling the stories, but them and the stories that they're told are like all animated. So you get this really great idea of what was really going on. So the second season all funk, so like Bootsy Collins, you know, Prince, like artists like that, where I don't know, it's just all like really just moving and grooving. And so we've been listening to a lot of funk stuff, and I can't help it but keep going back to that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
Um, it's just amazing, and it's just this. It's just such a good vibe. That Neil Diamond um, it's like whatever. It's the song in the trailer, and I can't get enough. Yeah, it's just so good. So take a listen to that if anybody feels like. And that's just that movie in general. I'm pretty sure it's on Prime right now, or Netflix, or Crave, or something. So
Once
watch that
Upon a
movie.
Time in
It's
Hollywood.
amazing. Yeah.
I
Have you
think
seen that yet?
yeah, we watched it like the first week of quarantine.
Mm.
That was
What'd
one of
you
the
think?
first ones. It was good. It was not what I expected at all, but it was
No,
interesting for sure.
it kind of plays you like you think it's going to be one type of movie, and it's just kind of like a hangout. You're just hanging out with
Yeah.
these people, you know.
And usually, because like I haven't watched a lot of Quentin Tarantino movies, I can't say that I've been like every time something comes out, I have to see it. But it wasn't as gory until the end than like the other
Hmm.
ones I've seen, where it's like, okay, there's blood everywhere. This is just what the movie is. So I was like so prepared for that again. And then it was just like, no, this is pretty chill. Oh, everything's really cool. And then right at the end, it's like, oh my God, they just threw it all right in the end. And this is just insane.
And it was funny though. It was
Yeah,
like for
that's the thing.
comedy. Yeah. It wasn't like gory for gory's sake. It was just kind of like it was hysterical. Like it was
Yeah,
really funny. Yeah.
how easily he took it. Like they're all so drunk and like on different things. And it's just like, oh, you ran into there. Oh, guess you're on fire. Oh, what's going on?